as I say to lots of folks, you can take the boy out of Mazeppa, but you can't take Mazeppa out of the boy. It will always be home, even though we live here in Lintown.
On Saturday, a Ukrainian TV station visited Doug Walter in the town of Mazeppa, a town named after a 17th century Ukrainian military leader.
It's an absolutely incredible story. They stumbled onto my blog. Our town was named after a Russian poem, Mazeppa. Anna discovered my blog, and they're in DC for basically a whole month. And they decided to make the 3.5-hour drive up from DC to see Mazeppa, Pennsylvania.
And the other part of the story was trying to find anyone from Mazeppa town, like not to go in here, not to arrive in here just by chance, but to find any person who could tell us just a little bit about it.
She sent me an email, and of course which right away I thought, well, I mean, your first impression is, or thought is, that it's going to be a hoax. It's like that prince that needs money transferred, or a Nigerian prince or whatever.
And like searching for just someone who could help me, I have found Doug, a Doug website, a blog, and yes, I saw in the blog that he posts regularly, and I wondered, okay, so how it is possible like to get in touch with him? So I looked at the profile and found his email, and after that I just decided just to try to write in his email, but I wasn't sure I would succeed too. Why? Because my letter could go into the spam. My letter, I wasn't sure how often he checked this, but I tried it, and
but I left the email there because I thought, well, she got my email, so she must have actually visited my blog to get my email, because my email wasn't on my Facebook page or anything. So anyhow, I left her sit there for a day or two, and then I decided to Google her, and lo and behold, she works for this Ukrainian TV station, and I thought, now, this is too incredible. And but I did respond to her, and then she emailed back, and the only thing she asked was that, could you give us a tour of Mazeppa? And I thought, well, this has to be legit. So we lined it up for today, and they're should be here very directly. First stop is the farm that I grew up on. Our farm that I grew up on is actually just on the other side of the creek, just as you enter Mazeppa. So that's actually a great welcoming or beginning spot. And I'm going to stop there and just tell them about growing up on the farm. And as we go through town, I'm going to have them stop at different places and just explain, what, so they can really get a feel of the town, the people, and everything, especially after they made this long of a trip.
Ivan Mazeppa. So there was a period in Ukrainian history. We had like Cossack siege, the siege of Cossacks. So it was a kind of a place where gathered the strongest men, and they formed like military union. So they were quite successful in different military campaigns. So there were lots of military leaders. So we called them hetmans, like hetman. It was like the highest position in this military, and there were lots of them. And Ivan Mazeppa was one of Ukrainian hetmans, probably one of the longest ruling hetmans. He ruled for probably 23 years.
It's really amazing how that little town, how far-reaching, including Russia, that we get folks visiting that blog.